I'm starting this video outside, and as you can see behind me, it's a little bit of a floral extravaganza. So today is like one of the first days that we've had really nice weather. Last week was really cold, lots of rain. I think a couple weeks before that we had like frost and Canadian weather. If you know, you know. It's a perfect day. I'm outside on the balcony and I'm gonna do some gardening. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the flowers and the plants that I got. I kind of changed up the configuration here on the balcony. Previous years I had kind of like a big vertical planter on the balcony. It was extremely heavy. I always worried about it causing cracks. I don't know, just a weird thing to worry about, I think. But anyways, it was rusted. We finally got rid of it and I decided to just do something very simple. You can probably hear the traffic and some of the birds anyway. So yeah, I decided to get some plant stands, some terracotta pots, and just to make it look a little bit more simpler, and also it gives it a little bit more space. I feel like the vertical planter that we had just took up a lot of space and was kind of like a big eyesore a little bit. So this kind of makes the balcony feel a little bit more spacious, a little bit more airy, and I'm really liking terracotta pots at the moment. I didn't like them previously before. I'm not really like an orange or like a burnt orange person, so I think that's why. But I really like them this year, so I'm gonna be using a lot of terracotta pots and then some of the pots that I had previously before. I went to the garden center earlier this morning. I also went a couple of weeks ago and I bought a few things. I think I was a little bit excited because the weather started getting nice, but then the week after I went to the garden center, it started to rain and the temperatures plummeted. So a lot of these have been kind of sitting here on the balcony for a good couple of weeks, a couple of days, and but they're doing surprisingly well. I did check on them and I did bring them inside a couple of times just to keep it a little bit warm. We just put it on the table or the island or whatever, just to keep them out of the very freezing temperatures. I'm just really excited to put them finally into some soil, get them in the pots, give the balcony a good sweep, and just to organize and tidy up here. So I'm gonna show you what I got. Okay, so I got 4 bags of soil that my husband very kindly carried up for me. He just threw them over his shoulders and they were up here, so that's really good. And then on the stone table, I really like this table. I got this table, by the way, from Amazon. You can find some really good treasures on Amazon. So there's a table, but it is full of tons of stuff. So I have a few begonias. So as you can see that I've gone for yellows and light yellows, kind of creamed with this one, but just to kind of keep it a little bit, I don't know, give it a theme. Last year I did just different colors and it looked really nice. The year before that I think I did purple, so I like to switch it up, but this year I thought yellow. I was really inspired by some of the bright yellows I saw at the garden center this year, so I decided to grab yellow flowers. So these ones are begonias. Look how beautiful they are. They're probably one of my favorite flowers, and if you don't get a lot of full sun, begonias are perfect because they do like the shade. And they can tolerate a bit of like sun, but for the most part, they really love the shade. I cannot remember what these are called. Once I remember, I will put the name on the screen, but I'm gonna use these kind of as fillers. So these are gonna go around the begonias or any of the flowers that I plant, just to kind of give it a little bit more character. And what I love is that they, when they grow, they kind of like hang and dangle. And I really like that look. I like when it looks like it's just cascading down. It looks very nice. And then I have a selection of different herbs and plants. When we first moved here, I tried, and this was during COVID, I tried to start a herb garden from seed. It did not go as planned. It was so difficult because, again, we don't get a lot of sunlight, so it was a horrible. I tried to switch them from window to window, trying to get as much sunlight as I can. And then one day when I picked up the tray, everything fell and there was soil and all the little sprouts everywhere, and it was just a disaster, so I gave up. Then I switched to flowers, but this year I thought I'd try it again. So I have some herbs. We found a really nice family-owned garden center in the area where we lived in the countryside. It is beautiful, and we popped in. They were so nice, and they were so helpful. So the lady was so excited that I was gonna start doing a little herb garden in a terracotta pot. So she's like, you need this. So she really helped me find all the herbs I was looking for and more. So and gave me some really good tips when it comes to planting them. So that's what I'm actually most excited about. I know the flowers are going to do well, but I'm very curious to see how the herbs are going to do. Like I said, they've been sitting here on the table outside for quite some time. Like, they do get a lot of morning sun, so I'm really thankful about that, but they do need to get into some good soil. They need a good drink of water, and I think they will thrive. So that's what's on the table. And then here I have a couple more begonias, and then these ones, I think they're impatiens, or they may be another type of begonia, but this, they have darker leaves, which is really nice. Look at that contrast, it's just beautiful. I really like that. And then more begonias, and then petunias. These are petunias. And I wanna show you sorry, it's a little bit of a mess out here, because like I said, I'm getting rid of some of the old stuff that we had, but I'm just gonna take this out for 1 second. There we go. Look at this watering can I got from IKEA. The perfect shade of canary yellow. So I really like that it matches with the theme. This is gonna look so good just sitting on the table. So yeah, 5 liters. That's a big can. But anyways, so that is that. And then I'm gonna show you just down below, I have a giant terracotta pot. So this is where the herbs are gonna go. So it's gonna take a lot of soil, but it's big enough so that, you know, we get a lot of like depths of roots, and lots of space for the herbs to kind of grow and flourish. I'm not gonna put the mint in here. Mint is known to take over everything it sets its eyes on. My dad grows mint in their backyard, my parents' backyard, and it just takes over the whole area. So I know mint is notorious for that. So I'm not putting the mint in here. I do have another terracotta pot that I will put it in. So it's just by itself, it can do its thing. But I'm excited about this. Let me show you what I have actually for herbs. So I have dill, sage, chives. Look how tall that is. It's almost time to, I think, to give it a cut, give it a harvest, because it's starting to lean a bit. And then I have mint. So my mint is a little droopy today. Why? It might be a little bit dry actually, so I do have to get water into this. And I have, this is parsley and cilantro. I think I got that right. They're very similar. Oh, let's see. This is parsley. Did I say that? Yeah, so this is parsley, this is cilantro, and then I have thyme here. And then on this side are where the pots are going to be. These ones are going to go inside, so that's just not staying there. But these, I have 2 of the bigger terracotta pots, so 1 for each of these plant stands. And yeah, so this is the wall that we had kind of like the vertical planter on. It was really big, and it just took up a lot of space, and it was just a bit of an eyesore after a while. So I just wanted, you know, like a nice clear balcony. And yeah, so we're going to try this out we'll see how this goes. But I figured if I wanted to get more pots, I can kind of put a few more pots at the base if I wanted to. And then we love to sit out here in the summertime, like in the mornings, having, you know, coffee, tea, having some lunch, whatever. So I'm really excited now that the weather is looking good to really clean up this space so that we can really utilize it. I do think I need to get some water in these guys. I did water them yesterday, but like I said, it's been really hot these past couple of days. So I think they just require a lot of water because this guy's drooping and they weren't before. So, okay, let me get some water then. I haven't thought much about where I want to put things. I'm just going to kind of play this by ear and just see. So I know the herbs are going to go into the bigger terracotta pot down below, so that's not a problem. These begonias, I think I'll do the petunias in there's a planter, there's like a pot over there, so I think I'll put it in that one. And then I think I'll do the yellow begonias and the kind of like this like lighter yellow, kind of like a canary yellow begonia. I think I'll do them in the pots over here. I have like a touch of pink as well, which looks really nice. I kind of like the back of them. So pretty. I love the contrast. I just think that's so beautiful. So I think I'll do them. I was thinking of like mixing them. I don't know how that will work. This might be one stem that's just kind of, so I may not be able to separate this. I don't think that's possible actually, because I don't think I can separate this. So I will have to plant them as is. I don't know if I can mix them together. I don't know. How does that look? Like I wish I can blend them kind of so that you get a little bit of like the darker leaf on the other side. It's like one big like stem down below. I won't be able to separate them, so that might not be possible. Too bad, but these are gorgeous though. So I think I will do that in the center one, and then I'll do the yellow begonias on the outer, on the other outer pots. Outer pots, there. I have my spade. I have my cutting tool. This cut me the other day actually, so it's really rusted. I do need to maybe get another one. So be careful if you're using these, be very careful. Okay, I'll start with the farthest pot. So what I like to do before planting these is I just go through it and I grab any of the wilted petals or leaves, just so that I'm not putting that inside, and it just cleans it up so it's not like a big mess everywhere. This one's pretty good, just a few leaves. So I just have a bag down there. I'll just, whoop! Oh gosh, I nearly dropped it. And that actually helps to get more blooms when you kind of clean up any of the wilted ones. How gorgeous are those? So pretty. I should have gotten another one, but it's not too late to get more. But okay. I'm just fixing them a little bit, but I probably could have done with 2 for sure. I could have put 2 in there. There is definitely space enough for 2, so maybe I might get another one, but I did try to make sure that it was quite centered. Hopefully it is, but that's pretty. I really like that yellow. It's just so nice. It kind of has a bit of an ombre. It's a little bit darker, and then just gets nice and lighter towards the end of the petal. Very lovely. So that is going to go in there. So that's the first one. And look who's here to join us. He's not allowed outside because there's a lot of predators that want to get you, right? So he usually, if I'm ever out here, he'll usually just sit here watching me, licking the screen. He tries to get outside. I'm so sorry. But we want to keep you around as long as we can. So that means you cannot come out here, especially when I can't watch you. Sometimes, like if I'm not doing anything and I can really be attentive, then he can hop around out here and that's no problem, but you're so cute. But because I'm doing stuff, I don't want him outside because we get a lot of hawks and stuff out here, don't we? And I don't want anything to carry you away. Our vet was telling us she's had a lot of patients who have had their rabbits taken by hawks and different birds of prey, so we don't want to do that. I feel like these ones have different leaves to this one, and yeah, definitely these are kind of different. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're they're really different. Now that I stopped to take a close look at them, they're actually very different. Wow. Okay, so then I won't mix them, should I? This is where it becomes hard. I should have sat down to plan this out a little bit better, but what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Should I just keep like with like, and then, because I have 3 pots, so I can do, this is where it gets quite difficult for me. I grabbed them from 2 different garden centers, so They're gonna be slightly different, but I feel like these ones are a little closer to this one. So I might put those ones together then. I have no idea. I'm trying to work it out as we go. Milton's lying here. He's exhausted from all this thinking. What should I do? Please tell me. Let's just make a decision. We will do. I do feel like these ones are similar. Are they similar? I do like these ones, so let's just start with this first. We'll start with this first. I've made up my mind. We'll start with this first. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Not a mistake, but I think I was meant to add these ones along the perimeter of these pots. So I think I will do that for the petunia. So I'll go back and add these ones in, and that's good because it'll kind of give it a little bit more volume, and I won't have to go back to get another petunia. So I think that's what I'll do. How many do I have? Oh, I have 4, so that's perfect then. Okay, so let's start with these ones. So I'm gonna put these on the outside of the pot so they kind of hang down, they kind of cascade down, and then the begonias will go into the center. So I think I'll start with this first. There's a lot going on here. I don't even think you can see. 1 second. Oops. Is that a little bit better? So all I'm doing is I'm going to put these ones along the outer perimeter and then the begonias in the center. Got rid of some of the excess soil around it so it can fit a little bit better. So make a little space for it. Like it down below, and then I just want to make sure that it has a lot of space to kind of cascade down. So I think that's good. Can I fit 2 in there? Possibly, actually. Yeah, to this one. Okay, I'm back. So my camera died. There we go. Oh, much better. And I had to play around with the settings as well because I realized that they were wrong. So that has been fixed. But anyways, you didn't miss much. All I did was I added some of this greenery along the perimeter of the front of, and kind of like towards the side of the pot, just so they can kind of hang down. And then I put the begonias in the center, and there's lots of room back there, but I really like how that looks. It just looks like it's kind of hanging over, and then the back no one's gonna see, so that doesn't really matter. But I just want to make sure there's enough soil so that obviously it's getting the nutrients that it needs, but also it's gonna stay in place. And yeah, I have to give everything a drink of water because it's kind of dripping along the sides, but that's how it looks. Really, really nice. So I'm just going to put a little bit more soil and just make sure that everything is nice and snug in there. These are my favorite. I just love the contrast, and then the pop of the pink. Definitely my favorite. I actually wish, I'm not gonna say it, but Okay, I wish I wish that I only picked up this variety. I would have just done all of these on the balcony, but that's okay. Variety is good, so I'm not gonna change it now, but beautiful. This one's kind of leaning a little bit. I think it just needs a little bit more soil support, just to kind of prop it up a bit. It's really late at this time. It's like after 8 at this point. I've been doing this for some time and doing other things at the same time, but so we're almost there. I have the mint to plant into this. So I got a really nice big and deep pot because mint spreads, it does very well. So I have that, and then the bigger terracotta pot for the rest of the herbs. So I'm gonna try and get that going before I lose all of the sunlight. It doesn't look like it much in the camera, I don't think, because the lighting, but it's pretty late, so let's get going. Here we go, that's the mint. So good. Exhausted. It's been a long day of gardening and everything. Last plant basil into this pot, and I will show you how everything is looking in the morning.
Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I'm lost my way.
I'm not sure where I last got to with this vlog, but it's been a couple of weeks since I did the first part of this video, which is the planting of all of the flowers. But look how long these have grown. They are thriving. They do so well, and they just look so nice. It's like a little skirt for the plant. And the thyme is doing very well. Rosemary is doing great. I made some like a roast yesterday, and I used some of the rosemary, and it was absolutely delicious. And then on the table, the mint is just thriving. I even got another little shoot coming down here. A couple of them, like these little runners down here. Basil plant is doing okay. I find that it's not growing as much, and one of my friends suggested that I actually take it inside. It might actually be too warm for it, so I'm gonna try that a little bit later to see if that will help. But I have harvested some of the basil, and I mean, it's so fragrant. It's so nice. So before I had like a yellow petunia, but again, it didn't do well. Like, I think it just got way too much sun and just didn't last. I had some more yellow begonias, so I just planted them in here, and then just kept some of these greenery. But look, it's almost like touching the ground, so it is loving it here. Now, this is actually a wreath that I started last year, and I don't know why I didn't continue and I didn't finish it, but I didn't finish it. So, but it does have a really good base on it, so I'll show you. I've added all of the greenery, so if you've watched any of my other videos where I'm making wreaths, you know that I always start with a green base and then kind of layer and build from there. It's looking good already. It's filling up. I need something for like right here. Turns out I do have another one, so that one can go up here. Anyway, I'm just gonna use what I have and just work my way around the wreath and see what I come up with.
So I lean on you when I'm lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. In times that are changing and when hope is fading, I know I can turn to your embrace. 'Cause there's so much beauty under your heaven, and I'm grateful every day.
That's how it's looking. So I just kept on adding different stems and different flowers just to any bare spots or anything that kind of looked a little bit sparse, just to fill it in. A question I commonly get asked is, how do I store all of my wreaths? And I use a wreath bag. So this one I got from Amazon. It's not the best quality, but I think it's pretty good. And what I like is it's fairly big, so I can stack 2 or 3 of my wreaths in there, depending on the size. And that protects it, keeps everything intact. And because it's clear, I can visibly see what wreath, you know, is stored in here. And so seasonally, I can just pull them out and use what I need and just switch things out. So this makes it super easy, super handy. It just zips right up. There's a handle, and it's just so easy for us to store it in our storage. So yeah, I'll see if I can find a link for this or something similar if I can't find it. But yeah, wreath bags are perfect. They're really good.
There's so much beauty under your heaven, and I'm grateful every day. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I'm lost.
So taking a quick break from the arranging for a second, I wanted to show you some of the new pieces I got in. As you can see, everything looks blue and white, and I don't know, I've been looking on Pinterest a lot lately at just different inspirational posts for home decor, and one of the things that I have always loved is the blue and white theme, and I didn't know how to incorporate it into my home because I don't use a lot of color, but actually that was a benefit because I don't use a lot of color. I can add some pops of colors here and there, and it just has a really nice cohesion. So I jumped on the bandwagon and I found these. It was so funny. I was looking for these everywhere. I was looking on Amazon. They're really, really pricey on Amazon, and they're a lot bigger. I was looking everywhere, and I just couldn't find it. And one day I went into HomeSense and I couldn't believe it. There they were. There were two. So I'm going to show you the other one. And they both come with lids. They were there, sitting beside each other, and I immediately summoned my husband to get a cart because they were coming home. And I think these were the only two that were remaining, and I took them both. I did. Yes, I did. So they're really nice. I don't know what the size is. I could measure that and for reference let you know. But does it say on the bottom? No. But they are beautiful. They're actually a fairly good size. Love the lid. This one is a little bit of a darker blue. And then the lid, the top, has a really nice gold trim and top. So I love these. So this one sits on top of the TV stand, and this one I'm going to put in the dining room, and I'm going to make an arrangement with this one, so I'll show you that in a second. And then the lid will just kind of sit beside. And then I also got some other blue and white, like chinoiserie style. So these ones are porcelain orbs, and they are all different styles, hand painted as well. These plates are also from HomeSense. So HomeSense was really serving the blue and white, a smaller one. And then this one is for the dining room, so it's identical to the other one. And I found this one as well. This one's beautiful, very, very nice. This one I also found at HomeSense around Easter, I believe, or midway through spring, I will say. And it has a little bunny on it. It's not blue and white. It is more of like a brown or tan color with kind of like an ivory or cream background, but it's really, really nice. I do have two. So one sits over the TV, and then the other one I put here over the stove. But I also wanted to show you this because I always wondered, how do people hang these? Like, how do you secure these to the wall without falling? And this is the trick. So these are plate hangers. They look like this, and then they come with like a little rubber cover for the hook part, so it obviously doesn't scratch the plate. And then you can fit them like this on the back. It sits on the front, and all you gotta do is just really pull, and it stays really snug on the plate. And then behind, you'll see there's a hook, so once you put your nail, it just sits nicely, and it just looks nice. Actually, it looks really lovely on the plate like this. You just fix it, and there you go. That's how you hang it. I have found those on Amazon. So again, I will link whatever I can find, and it just makes hanging so much easier. And then also it wouldn't be a video if I didn't drop something, so this is really on brand. These are from the garden center. I'll try to be very careful. They're just candlestick holders. And then I really like this soft yellow candlestick. I think it's about 12 inches, if I'm not mistaken. There are two, so this is gonna go also in the dining room beside this arrangement. So I'm gonna carefully put them over here and carefully move all of the stuff away so that I don't break anything. So I have a couple stems that I've kind of put together. I don't know how they're gonna work yet, but just an idea. So I have some eucalyptus stems, and I think I have a few varieties of eucalyptus. Maybe. This is another stem. Oh yeah, this is called seeded eucalyptus. So that's another style. But what I really love are these. These are lemon stems, or lemon branches as they call them. But again, just the pop of yellow with the blue and then the green just works really nicely. So I have 3 of those. 3 of those. They are very long, so I do have to cut them. And then I have these, which I had, when did I get these? I think last year or the year before. These are, I actually don't know what they're called, but they are longer stems. I thought they can be kind of fun to just add a little bit more height. So I have 2 of those. Everything's falling. So we'll see if I add these. I'm not quite sure. I'll start with those ones first. Yeah, I think that's a good height. I also have to cut the stickers off. That's not part of the decoration. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Just kind of have to play around with it until it works. Yeah, that's much better. Cutting them was a good idea. So that's a better height. So I don't want everything kind of falling and flopping around. So I think this is a better height. Yeah. These ones should be more straightforward because they're just stems. And I will just fill them in. Yeah, that's much better. These ones are a lot thicker, so they're a little tough to cut. That. It's a bit of a spot right here, so I do want to cover that up a bit. That gives it a little bit more height in the center. So I love how that looks. That looks really nice. So yeah, just that pop of yellow. Now for these, I don't want to ruin a good thing. I don't know if I should add these in there. They're a little bit wild and they will definitely poke somebody. But they do add some fun. Let's go for it. Let's just try. I lose nothing for trying. Okay, I won't cut them yet, just in case. Just so I can see how it looks. It's very invasive. Can you see? I'll bring it back a bit. What do you think? Oh. Really poked me in the eye. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Do you like it? What if I add 2? I kind of like it, but I actually don't know. I don't know if this is too much. Let me know what you prefer. I may leave it like this for a few days and see, and then I may change my mind later on. I don't know. I think that's just a little bit much. Again, I could be wrong. I think it's just a matter of what you like and perspective. Or maybe if I just do one. I'm trying to convince myself. I kind of like it. Let's see if it's just in the center. Does that look a little bit better?